Last night I was scrolling through YouTube when a video came up in my recommended that caught my eye. It was a trailer for an upcoming DC game, so naturally, being an absolute no-life, being a video game enthusiast, I clicked on the video. Initially, I thought this was finally DC's response to Marvel Rivals that many fans were waiting for, but in reality, it's just disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, I am Pino and welcome back to my corner, guys. Now, the game in question is DCKO, which is a free-to-play fighter for mobile devices. You have a roster with all the characters and you fight against other players or against some bots. Here it says that it will also feature a story mode, so yeah, it's your typical fighter game. I'll go straight to the point. I have absolutely no idea why they went with this, why they went with another mobile game when clearly nobody was asking for it. Everybody, me included, thought they were going to find a response to games like Marvel Rivals or the upcoming game Marvel Token. But instead, what they delivered is, pardon my saying, a pretty generic looking mobile fighting game that will most likely be filled with microtransactions. The thumbnail is very similar to the Marvel Rivals one. If you put it side by side, you can see this was intentional to mislead people. I don't know why they did that. This is pretty disappointing. The art style looks fine, I guess, but I just don't see anyone getting excited about this. The game is based on a comic with the same name, where there's basically a tournament that DC characters take part in. I haven't read it myself, so I can't really comment on the story, but it sounds like a cool enough concept. The problem isn't the art style, and it isn't the storyline either. The real problem is that DC just hasn't been putting out many great games lately, especially when you compare them to what Marvel has been doing. It feels like DC still doesn't have a game that can really go head to head with something like Marvel Rivals. There is literally an entire subreddit filled with schizophrenics called r/DC allies, where people pretend there is a DC PvP hero shooter that competes with Marvel Rivals, which I think is both hilarious and genius at the same time. Some concept art here really does deserve some recognition. The thing is, your fans are asking for a decent console or PC game, and all you give is this. This is unbelievable. This is what kids call rage bait.
What I do know is, halfway through reading it, I was thinking to myself, this is not bad. This would make for a good storyline in Injustice 3 if they ever want to do a different storyline when NetherRealm decides to work on that game, because Mortal Kombat was not it. And today it was announced. A DCKO video game. It's just, it was a mobile game, not Injustice 3. And my first reaction to that is, why? Why?
This honestly looks like it's going to be another L for DC, because even in the mobile gaming space, Marvel still has the upper hand with games like Marvel Snap, Marvel Contest of Champions, which is pretty much the type of game DCKO seems to be going for, and Marvel Future Fight. You get the idea, Marvel has already built a pretty strong presence in this market. Now, I'm a Marvel fan and I have been my whole life, so personally this doesn't affect me that much. But if I was a DC fan, I can understand why it'd be disappointing. DC has so many incredible characters and stories, and it feels like they're still struggling to deliver a game that really takes advantage of that potential. But let me know what you think in the comments down below, and while you're at it, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm a small channel currently pushing for 1k subscribers. I make gaming related commentary videos, so if that sounds like your thing, feel free to check out my other videos. They called it Deco. I don't think that's what they called it. Now that I think about it, this game really reminds me of Multiversus, that game that instantly died, then came back just to die again. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, which I hope it won't. I always hope to be proven wrong in situations like this. But I don't think this game will have a stable player count. I don't even know if it will launch well. I feel like they should port it for consoles, that's something that could help, but even then, I'm not sure. As you've seen, DC fans are really disappointed with these announcements and were really vocal about it, But that's pretty much all I wanted to say in this video, so leave your thoughts if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.